Um, Hi, I'm Vanchika from White Falcon Publishing, and today I'm going to interview Jasdeep Singh sir, who is the author of Cuff to Handlebars, which is a wonderful collection of cycling adventures of a cop who weaves together scenic exploration, spontaneous encounters, and vibrant local tales. Each journey leads to diverse landscapes. Jasdeep Singh sir is an Assistant Inspector General of Police with over 3 decades of service in Punjab Police, has seen a career marked by dedication and bravery. I welcome you, sir, to this interview, and I am super excited to be talking to you about your book and your journey to writing such an adventurous book.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
so my first question to you is what sparked to you the idea of the book, Tough to Handlebars?
Actually, the job of a cop, like I was posted in the field for around 20, 24 years, starting from 93 onwards. So, and I got transferred in 2017. So it was approximately 24 years in the field. So after coming to Chandigarh, there was some systematic scheduling of the, we can say, our life, daily schedule and all. So that helped me when we started cycling. There was one of my partners who is a neighbor also. You can find a mention in the book also, Mr. Soni. So he was my regular partner in the cycling. So we schedule our daily sessions early in the morning, sometimes even 3:30 in the morning, even 4 a.m. in the morning. And so the life was a bit systematic. And it was over, I think, a period of 4 years when we kept on cycling the areas in and around Chandigarh. So then I thought of writing. There were so many small instances, some humorous, some funny, some historic visits also to the nearby places, which sparked an idea to write a book.
Right. So, you blend history and humor together, like very
Yeah.
aptly, very nicely. And we see throughout the chapters, say the one in where you talk about Khushi Ram in chapter 14, or where you talk about the hotel wrangling somewhere in the book. And
Yeah.
you mix up history and the tale, the story all together very nicely. So,
Yes.
how did you actually, process it and make the process easier for you to blend the two?
I wanted the theme of my book is basically humorous. It is more towards the humor, the small humors in the life, everyday instances. But to make it more worthwhile, I blended some history, like the locations we visited. For example, Chatbid, the history of the Chatbid, and then there was a Burj in the area, hilly areas. And there were some historical instances about the building of the Roopnagar headway, when you cross Satluj. So there are many historical instances where people are not aware actually, and you don't find these mentions in the normal history books also.
Right.
So I wanted to make it more worthwhile so that whosoever reads, he or she gets something new. For example, like we cross every day, we cross Satluj River. I was not aware that it has such a long history and how the convicts basically built that bridge. So nobody knew. Even I contacted some of our seniors who were working in the jail department. I asked them that, do you know that the Britishers, they constructed three temporary jails here and housed almost 2,000 convicts here so that this bridge could be built. That was, I think, more than 120, 30 years ago.
Right.
And the stone was transported from Nalagarh area, and then it was converted into a very nice bridge. It stands today also, and it is a link between Chandigarh and the rest of Punjab.
When the book starts where we mention the preface and where we mention acknowledgements, you give shout outs to your wife and daughter. How did they perhaps react to you writing a book, because you have been in a very serious job all this while, and for a serious person to write a book about humor is not something we look forward to in a day-to-day life, but when that happens, it's
Yeah.
wow.
So they were a biggest source of inspiration. My elder daughter, she's doing a PhD in USA in pharmacology. So every time I used to write a chapter and I used to send it to her for her comments also, and for some corrections also. And so my wife has been very liberal in this because rising up early in the morning and then going for cycling. And I think, but she cooperated well throughout this journey. And even while writing the book, since it takes a lot of time. Otherwise, the schedule is busy on the weekdays from Monday to Friday, and you get Saturdays and Sundays for the family. But I had to manage time so that the family life is balanced, and I could also write my book. And it was a long journey. Almost it took me almost 6 months to jot down all these chapters and then bring it in the form of a book.
We as White Falcon, right now I'm speaking from White Falcon Publishing as a whole. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sure there must be a lot of surprises, a lot of bumps, miscommunications, misunderstandings, and wonderful things that you might have experienced. How was your experience with publishing your book with us?
Luckily, my experience with White Falcon was very nice, and the timelines were met. That was the greatest thing because sometimes when the author actually we sometimes want that everything should be on time. So I'm happy that White Falcon stick to the timelines and the assistance they gave. Since this was my first book and I was not experienced also because writing a book and then getting it published is not an easy task. But they helped me at every stage, and they asked me for my suggestions also. That was very nice,
Right.
and I'm happy that this has come out as a good piece of work.
My next question to you is that, you have set up, you have started writing probably in your late 40s or 50s, if I'm not wrong.
50s, 50s.
Right. And this is the time where a lot of people struggle with their health, with their mental health. Did you face
Yeah.
any challenges and did you really like this to cope up with something?
Uh, I think technology helps also in a way. And for example, during my cycling also, we can say that technology helps a lot. But what I suggest to the younger generation is that we have stopped actually reading.
Yeah.
So the frequency, the circulation of the newspapers that is going down, and then people are opting for e-books or the virtual type of a platform. So my advice is that whatever, even if you go for e-books, you go for the hard copies or the paperbacks, but whatever it is, you should read.
Great.
So we used to have back in the I think late in the century we had very good libraries also, but I don't see people going to libraries that often. So
Right.
my advice is that although technology is there, but reading newspaper, good quality journals. Since I am doing a PhD also in the cybercrime right now from Thapar University. So I think reading a lot and good journals and good newspapers and books that helps a lot. Although technology is there, we can pinpoint our focus with the help of technology. But reading a book is a different kind of experience.
Activity, right. And
Yeah.
the first part of my question, that were you writing this book to cope up with something, to cope up perhaps?
Cope up with time actually. Because on Saturdays and Sundays you do not have much to do. And earlier it used to in the field, it used to be very hectic, very busy on Saturdays and Sundays because police is a 24 by 7 job.
Right.
So no Sundays, nothing doing. And but here, when you are in the staff posting at the headquarters, you have at least time on Saturdays and Sundays. So out of that time, you have to pull out some time for your own self, for your own development. I think that was an idea to cope up with that time so that it is invested usefully.
Right. Any comments about the book that people who read made and that stayed with you, or that maybe caught you off guarded or something like that?
In the book
I mean, a review about the book.
review, okay. Actually, the first readers were my friends also, whom I sent some copies. My superior officers. Actually, the forward, it is written by one of our very senior officers, Mr. Dinkar Gupta. So he was DGP, National Investigating Agency at that time when he wrote the foreword for this book. So whatever comments and the suggestions I got from my senior officers and my family and my friends, I think quite few of I have written some of the names also in my book also in the I think the first few pages the which were very encouraging actually. So this helped me to write another book also. After this, it is not published as yet, but I have written a book and it is published on the e-platform. But so that inspired me to write another book. So it is basically a short stories, a book about the real life adventures when I was posted in the border areas. There were short stories about the facing terrorism and all. It is titled The Terror Trails. So that is my second book. So I'll be publishing that also shortly in the yeah in the paper book form. Yeah.
What is it that you want the readers to take away from the book? If there is a learning, if there is something they get in their life.
I think the first thing because we cycled for more I think 4 years. So that was in 2018, 19 onwards up to 2022. But I wrote this book in 24.
Right.
So I didn't keep any notes at that time. I had no idea that I'd be writing a book. So, but the small observations and something which touches the heart and something, some small instances I have mentioned in the book also. So I used to recite them whenever we used to meet as a friends or in family get-together. So people appreciated that. So that inspired me that if people like these small instances and they find it them interesting. So why not bring them into black and white?
I am sure this book is reaching to a wide audience. I'm sure people are getting hold of the book, the story that you have wonderfully crafted. I am really looking forward to what you have to write because I haven't completely read the book, but I have briefly read, and it is really humorous, which is why my questions were around humor. So, thank you for joining us and talking about your book, Cuff to the Handlebars, The Misadventures of the Cop. And I look forward to your next writings, to whatever you are up to. And thank you really for agreeing for this interview.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.